The administration has recently come under a lot of flack from the political opposition over the inability of the authorities to account for the whereabouts of hundreds of regional nationals who arrived in Guyana legally in recent months. There was even an allegation that the coalition administration wants to pad the voters' list with those missing migrants. Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenwich recently hinted at some of the considerations by the government regarding Caribbean nationals who enter Guyana legally.
We have had challenges domestically regarding Haitians, Cubans, as well as Venezuelans. And we saw that immediately there were concerns elsewhere about the need to avoid criminalizing these persons for what might be regarded as simple immigration infractions.
As far as the Haitians are concerned, Minister Greenwich pointed out that since the year 1809, Haiti has been very gracious towards Caribbean nationals visiting and staying in that country. It appears that in that same vein of thought, Cabinet has set a few guidelines for migration by regional nationals.
One, you don't want to be providing arrangements that allow undesirables from the point of view of criminals, for example, terrorists and others, into the territory. So that is a first consideration. As regards others, the issue is to respect the Treaty of Chaguaramas, so that if the treaty, as it does say, Caribbean citizens are entitled to entry in the first instance without undue barriers to stay for a period of 6 months, and then after that the immigration authorities may decide whether to extend it.
The authorities have established soft guidelines for regional nationals who desire to stay in Guyana. Here's how it works.
Those who seek entry, of course, have to establish where they're coming from and that they don't fall into a category that we would regard as problematic. And they are required to enter Guyana by its lawful entry points. So if you use a port of entry, if you use some point other than a lawful port of entry, the authorities will have to say something to say about it. You will be required to satisfy that requirement before consideration will be given to you being entitled to stay for any period.
And this is how it works for Guyanese returning from abroad.
Those who might be returning from Venezuela, and this is the main source of those, would be required. Of course, they are required. If you're saying you're Guyanese, then you have to prove it. And they can be given the opportunity to establish that they are Guyanese. If they're not Guyanese, well, they'll be treated as non-Guyanese.
Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Kristen Macklingam.